Oh, we're live here on MotorMouth Broadcasting, live here on YouTube on the MotorMouth Broadcasting channel. Welcome to Chicagoland Speedway. I'm not even gonna tell you folks out there why we was laughing. We're just gonna keep that in the trunk of the car. But good evening for Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. Get ready for round 7. This is gonna be a good one. Windy City, Chicagoland Speedway. Thank God they brought this track back, Jim. I love this place, and I can't wait to see what the Heart to Heart guys has got in store for us here tonight. Good evening, folks. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves, my good buddy, Jim Cunningham, alongside, as always, Jimmy. Oh, baby. Buchanan Resort 150. This is going to be a good one. How are you, sir?
Good, man. Good. Good to be back with you. Seems like it was just a day or two ago. There. Well, it was, to be honest. It was a 2.5 hour costume fest. That's another story entirely. Guaranteed we will not have that tonight here. Yeah, man, good to be here, Chicagoland. Great speedway, you know. That's definitely going to be a good race here tonight, so I'm looking forward to it. And looks like we're just about to get qualified going a little bit. I'll tell you what to do. Let's take this down. Let's pull up the points real quick. We'll look at that while they're getting going here. So there you go. I'll let you go over that.
Well, yeah, I was kind of curious to see how these points was going to straighten out. If you remember, everybody at home last week, we were at my neck of the woods. We were in the South. We were at Talladega, and then ironically enough, now we're up here in Illinois. But the whole deal kind of went haywire. If anybody remember, Ron Robertson blows the engine. All hell ends up breaking loose. There's stuff going everywhere and everything else. It was a fantastic race. In my opinion, Jim, and I'm sure the fans at home, maybe Bobby Joe and the other admin would probably disagree with this statement, and I'm not saying it just because it was Talladega, but I think last week, I think that was the best race I've seen all season. Well, you had everything you wanted. I mean, that's just my opinion.
And it was Talladega.
Absolutely. And Scott Castanave was in a bad spot right there at the start, but pulled that Dale Jarrett strategy, rode at the back, found a way, got up there. He got the win, got his 3rd win of the season. Bobby Joe 2nd. Ron Robertson actually dropping a spot to Bobby Joe. I'm surprised he didn't drop farther than where he was. But then Corin Prost had his issues. Then there's BJ Lane the 3rd right there with Andrew Lohmeyer, Ron Perone. All these guys up here in that all the way from, I would say, at Perone right there in 7th. That's going to be you guys that you're going to have to watch out for this points battle. Now, really and truthfully, I mean, all the way through 7, I would say they got a shot because we still got all the way to mid-January. But really and truthfully, Jim, I think it's going to come down to the damn top 3. Honestly, I think it's going to come down to Cassidy, Bobby Joe, and Ron Robertson. And if Robertson screws up again, like if he had an issue, if he has a Talladega here tonight at Chicagoland, it's going to come down to Scott and Bobby Joe.
Well, I don't disagree with that. I would say that Corin Prost, is in the mix because he's fast and he has won a race and he's been fast. We know really fast at 2 other races where he ultimately just got wrecked out. Maybe not even through any fault of his own. So I think that he's still in the mix because he's demonstrated that he can win races. Now, BJ. He likes to be consistent. He gets his finishes, but he is going to have to win a race at some point in time to get himself in the mix. There ain't no way you win in this championship without winning a couple of races during the season. It ain't going to happen. It ain't a big enough field for that to happen. So he's going to have to show that he can win races to which to this point I do not believe he has, although he is running better now than he's ever run in the past. So I'd say you top 4. The only really crazy wild card, and I think he's too far out, would be Rusty. He missed all those races, but I think Rusty's going to win a race or 2 before this year's over. He's demonstrated he can run up front week in and week out. So, we'll see. But I think he's probably too far removed just because of the races he missed. But it'll be interesting to see. But, yeah, definitely the top four, man. But I tell you what, you're going to have a hard time catching Scott. He is, he's just – he's got 3 race wins. I mean, he's in contention every single week. I don't know that he's been out of the top 5, has he? I don't think so. I think he's been in top 5 every week.
Yeah, I think he has too. And you mentioned Rusty Robinson. I mean, come on, boys, give him a couple drop weeks. I mean, damn, come on, hook the man up one way or another. I mean, I know they do it the old school way, all the way down on the points. You miss a race and you're screwed. I know that all. I get that. But come on, hook the man up. I mean, damn. I mean, if you think about
That's
it,
right.
If Rusty could have been here for all the races, Rusty would be up there, and he may have something for old Scott Castanave. Scott may not be the points leader. It may be Rusty, because Rusty has been on fire as of late. In the races that we went and watched. And check out right here, Bobby Joe right here, working his way around 1 and 2 right here. We'll get an idea of kind of what this place is. And, Jim, I mean, this place is very, what's the word I'm going to look for? I'm just going to call it what it is. Weird. Very weird. Very, very weird. You are not going in a straight line at any point unless it's going down pit road. That is the only time you are going straight around this 1.5 miles. Beautiful facility right here. Because, you go down the front straightaway, you're going through the curve, then 1 and 2's curved, back stretch is curved, and then, 3 and 4 curve. You're constantly turning all the time while you're going around this place.
Yep.
And,
right.
And this is the place that had the famous Tropicana ball incident. Remember what you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not going to lie and say I do, because I don't.
Okay. So I'll set it up for you.
Yeah.
And you can go look at this, and everybody at home go watch or go check this out on YouTube. Well, to after the race. Wait till the race is over with, then go look. But there was an incident here, I believe.
By the way. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like and subscribe to MotorMouth Broadcasting. But after the race, go check this out. It was. I think it was Xfinity Series qualifying. Back then, it was Busch Series qualifying or Nationwide qualifying. They went through so many damn sponsors, but they were coming off 3 and 4, and they had the Tropicana ball that was out there. It was it used to be called the Tropicana 400. The ball come loose from outside of the fence in turn 4, and the wind blew it over the fence, and the damn thing rolled across the front straightaway.
Come on,
I'm not joking about that. Look that up. That really happened. So that was the Tropicana ball incident that happened at this racetrack at Chicagoland Speedway. It's been well over 20 years.
Can we call it Tropicana Gate? Like Watergate?
Yeah, yeah, well, hell yeah. We call it whatever you want. It don't matter. We call it whatever you want. But yeah, that happened. I'll look it up, and I'll get you an exact date and year and all that good stuff here in a minute. But I do know it happened at this track. They had to stop qualifying, had to come out there, and I'm not talking about a little damn ball. I'm talking about a huge inflatable, one of them huge ones happened, rolled down the front straightaway. It was crazy.
I need to see it now. I'm gonna watch it after the race. I got to go see it. Well, it looks like everybody's done with their qualifying laps, even though we still got a couple of minutes left. They all take care of business here. We got looks like Corn Prost is going to be on the front row, starting on the pole. We as we talked about him and earlier, and I said I thought he was still in the championship. Well, if you keep taking poles and can win some races, that's going to keep you in there, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It is absolutely going to do that. That's exactly what you got to do. Oh, by the way, 2004.
Wow.
Was when the Tropicana ball incident was. Yes. It was a long time ago. Yes, they were Busch Series qualifying.
I'm so old, yeah. That don't even seem like that long ago. That's the bad part. I'm like, I wasn't that long ago. If you'd have said it was in the 60s now, that would have been a long time ago.
Well, I mean, for me, 2004, and this is 2025. So, I mean, I was right when I said 20 years ago. I was right.
You were.
Yeah, I mean, it was the craziest thing. I don't even know who the hell was qualifying that day. But anyway, that's beside the point, though. Jim, this place, me and you, we've raced here before.
Oh yeah.
This place is wore out. This place is old. This place is, it was opened back in 2001. And Kevin Harvick used to have a knack for this place, just wearing people out here at this place.
This one in Phoenix,
but it is never track. Yes, absolutely. And this track is not. It's not been repaved. Mm-mm. I mean, it's still got the wore out spots. It's bumpy. It's wore out. Beautiful, beautiful facility. These guys are really going to have their hands full here tonight.
Well, that the worn out track and all that stuff, man. There's something to be said for a ton of grip, but there's also something to be said for an old worn out track surface too, man. Because to me, that's when you get the best racing. I think when that track starts wearing them tires and guys start searching around the place looking for grip, and you got one guy hooking the apron on the bottom to get it to turn, and you got one guy up there laying it along the fence, man. That's what I like. That's what I like to see. That's just me though, but that's what I like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love it too. I love watching these drivers have to drive and have to work for what they got. I mean, they got to work for it. They got to do it right. They got to do it, baby. I mean, they have to be able to make it work one way or another. You know what they got to do? They got to get that money one way or another to make it happen. And here we go. We got the grid lined up for you here tonight for round 7 of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series, baby. We're ready to rock and roll.
I have got to get this camera thing figured out on this pace truck. Give me 1 second. We're going to try to, let's see if gearbox is the one we want. Maybe that's what I want. I don't know.
Pace truck always screws you up every single week.
Every week. That's what I want right there. I want the gearbox. Now let's see if it works on the pace truck. That's what I want.
There you go, baby.
There. I got it now.
She's working out for you this week, baby.
Well,
she's working out for you.
Well, that's a good sign. One step at a time now. Let's see here. All right.
One step at a time. We will see how this ends up working out. The starting lineup.
Here you go.
Here tonight for week 7. And how about you right there on the front row? You see him. Austin Cornpro still up there in the deer stand with your point leader, Scott Casanave. Won at Talladega last week. Tried to make it 2 in a row. Alan Marr and Bobby Lane Jr. making up row number 2. You flip-flop back to row number 3. You got Andrew Lohmeyer and Nicholas Mader making up 5th and 6th. Row 4 is going to find Ryan Perrone and BJ Lane the 3rd. You talked about him a second ago, Jim. Got to be consistent. See if he can get it one step further here tonight. Rusty Robinson talked about him, and Ronald Robertson. Believe it or not, both of them with the names very similar, start right beside each other in row 5. Cullison and Bud Light Mike had a fantastic run at Talladega. Be starting for P12 with Benny Jones and James Borden back there in row number 7. Then row 8, you got William Martin with the Georgia Bulldog colors and Brandon Ressler making up the 16 spots. Yeah, go ahead. I know what you're thinking when I said the Georgia Bulldog colors. Go ahead. Somebody out there in the live chat, go ahead and make my day. Go ahead. Just go ahead and say it. Just go ahead and say it. Yeah, we got whooped. We got our tails whooped last night, Jim. But guess what? We are still in the college football playoff. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, my gosh. I knew you were going to. I knew as soon as you saw that Georgia truck, that's why I laughed, because I knew that was coming. That's all right. Hey, we didn't even talk about it. We hadn't even talked about it. I got a new head coach.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you do.
And
yes.
I'm okay with that. I wanted him, to be honest.
Ole Miss ain't.
No, they ain't too happy about it at all. I wanted him last time around when we hired old Notre Dame Brian Kelly. I knew Brian Kelly was going to be bad. The second we signed him, and he comes in, he's trying to do a fake Southern accent to start with. Okay, that's bad. Then we got videos of him on the internet where he's dancing some weird kind of creepy dance with recruits, like doing some weird dance, right? And the guy was a 3-star. I'm like, if you're gonna do a weird creepy dance, at least do it with a 5-star. We're going live though right now. Let's go.
5 stars. What you gonna get here tonight with the HRT2Heart Motorsports Truck Series Round 7, Chicagoland? Scott Casadave, Austin Cornfro side by side heading into turn 1. Bobby Joe, Alan Moore right in behind them as well. Remember, Casadave tried to go for 2 in a row. Won at Talladega last week. Up top, gets the run. He goes to the lead. Bobby Joe now going to go for second over their teammate, Austin Cornfro's down low.
Yeah, I tell you what, you got to get a look at Casanave's truck, man. He has got he does all these paint jobs, probably most of them in the league actually. He's got a Grinch paint scheme on that truck that is it's fantastic, man. Dude, I told him, I said, I need to get on the paint schedule where and he's like, well, tell me what you want. I'm like, well, I want me one of them Grinch paint jobs. That thing looks good.
Yeah, my wife, that right there, if my wife watched these broadcasts, that would be her favorite driver
just
on
because
iRacing. Ever out of anybody, because she is a Grinch fanatic. Trust me, we got Grinch stuff flying around all the way in here in the house. The house is green because of Christmas. Scott Casadave up here leading it, but Bobby Joe says, not today, son. I will take it down to the inside. I want to get up here and lead this bad boy. Casadave with the fastest lap. Bobby Joe not too far off of him, and Bobby Joe will take the lead. And here comes Andrew Lohmeyer going for third. He's going to try to go around Cornfro, stop forward.
Yeah, seems like, I don't think Austin's pushing his truck too hard. You notice he's not diving down to the apron. He's not grinding that low line. I think he's trying to save his tires a little bit. That being so, I thought he was about to turn to the bottom right there. But, no, I think it just seems like he's trying to hold back a little bit right now. I don't think he's worried about losing a spot or two. That ain't no big deal. That's what I see. It don't take much here. A few laps of grinding that bottom, turning it down hard like that, and you'll wear these tires out at this place.
Yeah, and I think Andrew Lohmeyer does not care. He is working it on the tires. Got around Cornfro's. Got around Casadave. He's going to the front. He wants to go around Bobby Joe. Andrew Lohmeyer, one of those drivers up there inside the top 10 in the points. Lohmeyer, one of those drivers that could damn sure get him on a roll and maybe have something for old Scott Casadave. He takes the lead off of turn 4. Brand new leader up 4 spots. The biggest mover in the field, Andrew Lohmeyer to the front, but Bobby Joe ain't done with him.
No, not yet, no. Like I said, every lap that you go around this place, the tires get a little worse. You can move all around this track. And everybody's truck's going to work different, just driving style like you and I were talking about Friday night. You favor a truck that's tighter. I favor a truck that's looser. We're going to have to run different lines when our tires start to wear out. They won't work on the same line. Well, look at Scott take it down on the apron. Man, you do that, I'm not a big fan of that myself. I don't like to do it. I don't like to cut across the apron like that. To me, it unsettles the truck too much.
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times. I've watched a lot of people do it as well, and I like to do it because it does make you feel like you've got an advantage. Now, does it really give you an advantage? It depends on who you ask.
Maybe
whether or not you're getting an advantage or not. Maybe a tenth at the most, but there is a little bit. You can get. Now you get a good draft off somebody. Yeah, you damn right. You can take it on the apron and roll with it very, very well. But now you're starting to see the fruits of the labor already for what has happened. Andrew Lohmeyer got up there, led, but drove the hell off of it. Literally burnt the tires completely off of it. He is going backwards in a hurry. Bobby Joe got around him. Casadave went around him. Cornfro went around him. Mars going around him. Damn, Ronald Robertson going by him. Lohmeyer just wanted to get his name called and be up here at the front. Now he says, screw this. My tires can't handle it. I'm going to the back.
Well, and it may not be that he's burnt the tires off of it yet, but I guarantee you he got them too hot. Grinding across that track and diving it down like that. He's
in the wall.
Yeah, he's in the wall. That's yep. They're hot for sure, if nothing else. Like I said, they may be worn off of it. You might be right. But either way, when you get them hot like that and them things ain't got no grip, and at a place like this, when the track ain't got no grip and your tires ain't got no grip, that's a bad combination.
It very much is. I mean, he fought the wall, and the wall ended up winning just by a little bit.
Yes.
Well, actually, not by a little bit, by a damn good while. Matter of fact, was up 4 spots. Now he's down 3 spots from where he started. That's just how fast everything swaps around. You see Cornpro's trying to work on his good buddy and teammate and point leader Scott Cassidy. Right behind him, Ronald Robertson battling with Alan Moore for the 4th spot. And remember, this is a night that Robertson needs to have a good night. He cannot afford to have a Talladega again, Jim. He cannot afford it, because if he does, he will easily kiss any shot of trying to catch Cassidy goodbye. He has got to be consistent. He has got to get up front. He's got to get some wins. He has got to get him some points, and it's got to start tonight.
I agree. And I would say, the same is definitely true for BJ Lane. He's got to win. He's got to win quick. And I would say Cornprost is in a pretty similar situation. He's gonna need to start putting together a string of some really good finishes. He can't have too many of those up and down races like he's had. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Scott's going to be tough, though, man. The thing is, all these guys have a strength, what tracks they run strong at, what tracks they don't. But I haven't seen a weakness yet for Scott, so I'm just curious to see where that's going to come.
Sounds to me, honestly, Jim, like you're comparing Scott Cassidy to like a Kyle Larson, if you will. Literally, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, because I would say Denny Hamlin, but let's not even go there at this point. The poor man can't even win the damn championship, so you don't want to compare Scott to Denny Hamlin, obviously, but it does seem like he is like a Kyle Larson, where anything he gets in, anywhere he goes, he can just go out there and just run the hell out of it and be able to make it work and get wins and get finishes. That's what I compare Scott Cassidy really to, is Kyle Larson.
Well, I certainly can see that. There's, the thing, I think it's like we talked about with Kyle Busch. Larson goes beyond just NASCAR. He can drive anything, road courses, Indy cars, whatever he gets in, he's fast. The dude gets suspended from NASCAR, he goes and jumps in a big wing sprint car and goes out and wins races. Yeah. So it's, I don't know. It's hard to say that because we don't know Scott well enough to know if he can do that. But I would say the Denny Hamlin comparison, the championship's a different animal, in real NASCAR and everything. But Denny Hamlin can win on any track, any weekend, and that is what I would say about Cassidy as well. So I think the Denny Hamlin thing is a good comparison, because Denny can win on a super speedway. He can certainly win on a short track. He can go win at Pocono, which is kind of a little bit of everything. So I think the Denny Hamlin thing was probably accurate. The championship, that's a whole nother story, man. He had just straight up bad luck this year. But he was the champion. It was over.
He is the champion. In my book, he is the champion. I will say that with Jim. Real quick, though, our notes for tonight. 100 laps. You see it up there for 100 laps for the feature tonight. No stages. That's how heart-to-heart races. That's how NASCAR should race. I'm stuck with that state, and I'll stay with it. Obviously, fuel amount. This is going to be the tricky one. That pit window is going to open up between 43 to 47 laps. But, Jim, if somehow or another they can lift, they can let it coast, they can try to save about another 3 laps of fuel, and they can make it all the way to 50, they're getting it, baby. But they gotta do it both runs. They can't just go out there and say, I'm going to do it the first run, and then the second run, hell with it, I'll just go ahead and stick with what I got. No, you got to do it both runs, and you can make it on one stop. But you got to save enough. You got to pay attention to what you're doing, not race against everybody else. And they got to be careful with this as well. At the start of the run, they can hold it wide open at the start, but after about that 20-lap mark, which is what we're fixing to come up to, right here at this point, hitting the line at lap 20, we're going to start to see the loose. We're going to start to see the tight, depending on how hard they've been driving it, depending on where they've been driving. That'll be something we'll have to watch out for as well. Remember, they get a fast repair, also 3 sets of tires in the 2 green-white checkers if need be. But so far, though, Jim, I don't think we're going to have to worry about the green-white checkered part. I think it's just going to be at the point of can they make it to 50, and can they do it on one stop? That's going to be the big question.
I don't know that you could do it on one stop because of the tires. We'll see. 50 laps on a set of tires around here is brutal, man. I don't know if that's going to fly. I don't know if that would be the smart move. I think somebody's going to bring out a caution flag before that happens because the tire's going to put them in the fence. That's my take on that. But as far as making it on fuel, I don't think that's going to be a problem because as these tires wear, they've got to slow down. They have to drive slower. They cannot run this thing wide open. It won't hold. So, in turn, that's going to save the fuel that they need. You run 30 laps off the throttle, you know what I mean, try to keep the thing on the track, you're going to be all right on fuel, I think. So I don't think that the fuel is going to be the issue. I think it's strictly going to be tires, and I just don't think you're going to see 2 50-lap stints on tires. I just don't. I think somebody will wreck it. It's going to take a certain skill set to be able to drive 50 laps on one set of tires around here.
You know what? To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to pull it off. I'll be honest with you. So we'll see what happens.
For sure, they are the kind of guys that can manage that. If anybody could, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, every single one of these old boys right here has shown superior talent. A whole lot of talent out of each and every one of these drivers. Doesn't matter who it is. Out of the 16 drivers, this is 16 of the best drivers I've seen in quite some time, and very, very skilled and matched perfectly. And we're not talking about skill-based matchmaking. We're talking about just they know how to do it. They're that damn good. Shout out to Call of Duty. Y'all suck. Okay. Cassidy, Bobby Joe. I'm sorry, probably shouldn't even went there, Jim. But anyway, Cassidy, Bobby Joe, Corn Frost, Robinson, and more of the top 5. Go ahead.
Okay, so you said we got 16 of the best drivers out here, and they're matched perfectly, and all I could think was the line from Days of Thunder. We got a special set of tires. They're staggered. They're staggered right and matched perfectly, or whatever he says. And that's all I could think of when you said that. Was that line from?
Well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that
makes it feel better.
That was all I could think of was the line from Days of Thunder. We got the special set of tires, staggered perfectly and matched whatever. I don't know what he said now, and then at the end of the race, he's like, "So you had some special tires? What was special about them?" "Oh, nothing really." I love that movie.
I had to calm you down. You were fixing to flip out of the damn car. I had to calm you down one way or another. That's how you do it.
That's what it was.
Check out Bud Light Mike right here, though, making a little pass right here, trying to slide up here, and he is up 5 spots.
Yep. Taking
all
care
the way
of
up to the 7th spot. Remember what I said last week, Jim? Bud Light might come home 3rd at Talladega. And remember what I said, and everybody at home remember what I said. Confidence and momentum can do a lot. And that is what you're seeing right now out of that 47 of Bud Light Mike. I don't think he changed beers. I think he just stuck with the Bud Lights and said, screw it, this is what we're sticking with, this is what we're going to roll with. But the confidence, but believe it or not, in simulation racing, you wouldn't think that's possible, but
absolutely it is.
I've seen it numerous times, and we're seeing it here tonight with Bud Light Mike up 5 spots from where he started all the way up to 7. Great run for Bud Light Mike.
All right, so we're about to hit 30 laps here. I got a feeling that somebody's going to start looking for tires, but somewhere after 30, say somewhere between 30 and 35, somewhere in there. I think somebody's going to come looking for tires. We'll see. Well, look at them old Georgia Bull. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that truck on there. What happened? I don't even know how that camera got on that truck.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly right. I'm sure it is. I'm sure. I bet you right now he had a cold one last night. I bet William Martin had him a cold one last night. Yeah, I bet you he was tickled to death, son. He was probably jumping for joy. Now wasted Sunday, which I would be too. But you know, it is what it is. We still got a shot, and hell, who knows? We may end up playing against them in the NASCAR championship for all we know. I mean, who knows? Never know.
Could happen. Oh, there we got.
Oh,
Rusty's around. Yeah, Rusty went around there.
And that's caution is out. Rusty Robinson.
There it is. Huh? Yeah.
We talked so good about him a while ago, but the commentator cursed smack dab on Rusty Robinson in the 5. Caution is out. Rusty Robinson goes around. Oh, man.
Let's see.
Was there contact or did he just snap loose right here?
He just spun it. Yeah, he just lost it. Just got loose on him. Oh, no.
Bud Light
Mike got in the wall in front of him, and he tried to turn off of him and wrecked it. Yeah, sure did. All right, yeah, we'll do that. Let's see. We'll go back one more time. We'll go here. Yeah, Mike gets into the wall there. Let's do it. Let's do it from Rusty's onboard here. Oh yeah, Mike got in the wall and Rusty hit him. Nothing you can do about that.
And Jim, I've seen that happen numerous times here at Chicagoland. Guys getting on the bottom, hell, even up on the top side. Top side, it always seemed to me like when I raced here at Chicagoland, it was get on the bottom at the start, and then, you know, after your 20 laps, get up top. Go up on the top side, ride up there for a little while or whatever, and you're able to get the rotation around. And believe it or not, Bud Light Mike's going to stay out. I bet you he's staying out for the point. Everybody else went in. Bud Light Mike going to stay out and lead a lap, get him some points. Everybody else is jumping down pit road right here, Jim. So,
they'll be getting them 4 freshies here. This is going to be everybody's going to take 4 here for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you crazy if you don't take the 4 tires right here. Oh. But like I said, I think Bud Light Mike, that is the strategy that he's going for, is just stay out, lead a lap, next lap, he's going down pit road. At least that would be my opinion on how that would work out. But we're going to find out if he pits right after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series live from Chicagoland on MotorMouth Broadcasting.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
We're back here at Chicagoland, and it looks like Bud Light Mike said, screw the tires, I don't need them. I'm going to stay out here, and I'm going to see how these old babies is going to hold up. Oh, baby, this is going to be interesting right here, Jim. I mean, everybody on freshies. Everybody went down, got 4 freshies, and set it back out there. Bud Light Mike, the only one on Odie's.
I'm going to say that right now, I'm officially going to say unless he's planning on just turning it down to the bottom and dropping straight to the back, it's a bad decision. That's all I got about that. This is not going to go well here at all.
I don't believe it will neither. I mean, Scott Castaneve's going to be the look out of all this. Everybody up top, Bobby Joe and others. Cornprost is in a bad spot.
He spun him
Robertson
right there.
there spun the tires right there, so everybody having to work their way to the top side, find a way around Bud Light Mike, and he does pull down to the bottom of the racetrack. Lets everybody go. But Bud Light Mike led him some laps, got him some bonus points out of it. So now the fight is on for the lead. Cassidy, Bobby Joe, Robertson, Cornprost, and Andrew Lohmeyer up there still sitting in fifth. Is he going to burn those tires up like he did in that first 30 laps? We'll have to find out. We'll see how they work out. Oh, baby, Cornprost almost got up under the wall right there with Bobby Joe.
Did he? I missed it. I was looking at Scott taking it to the bottom there. Castanet, man, he's cutting that apron hard. Ooh.
Oh, look at Bobby Joe really putting a whole lot of pressure right now on the head of Ronald Robertson. And Robertson needs to be very careful sitting in the second spot. Bobby Joe snapping loose, trying to hold on to it. Everybody working behind them. Damn.
They're all twitching around. Where did that come from? They're all twitching like that. I saw Robertson doing it first, and then I was like, okay, what's going on? And then you look around, every one of them was twitching there. Are they just going so fast with the new tires that the truck's sliding out from under them, or what?
Honestly, I think maybe it's got to do with the air pressures. Air pressures might not be built up that much. I mean, they are on cold tires.
Yeah, maybe.
They got to get the air pressures built up a little bit. Maybe, just maybe, with how everything is. We talked about how rough this track is, how bumpy it is. Might be bottoming out. And it might be getting them a little bit squirrely. So once we get the air pressures up in these bad boys, then you're going to start to see the handling kind of straighten back out. At least that would be my opinion. But then you get back to the point of when we saw Rusty spin around a while ago, just burning the damn right rear off of it, and game over, and it is what it is. Ronald Robertson has took the lead from Scott Castanave, mind you, with all of that was going on. So Robertson up front, Castanave second, Bobby Joe, Cornprost, Alan Moore, the top five as they run.
Here,
and the biggest mover at everybody, believe it or not, is the Bulldog truck, William Martin, up tonight.
Clicked on the wrong name there. Here we go. This is what I meant to click on. He just drove it under. I don't think Scott fought that too hard. I think that's a tire saving situation there. Scott didn't really challenge that. He just ran his own line, you know.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. But now we'll see what Scott does after he saves a little bit of freshies off his tires. And Bobby Joe Cornprost lined up behind him. Marr there sitting in the top five. The BJ Lane the third, Dan Cullison, Nicholas Mater, William Martin, Rusty Robinson. That's the top 10. Will this end up affecting how all that happened? Robertson just sending it, that one lap, Jim, will it affect him? Is Cassidy starting to wear out the tailgate, fill up that mirror, hit that little intimidator button, if you will, trying to throw off Ronald Robertson?
Well, he's got the Grinch on the hood, so there's that, you know. Well, he's got something from the Grinch, actually. I don't know what's on the hood. Oh, it is the Grinch. There he is. Look. Yeah. Don't show that to your wife. She might want you to run that paint scheme for the rest of your life if she saw it. Actually, a good view, though.
I don't race anymore.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you don't. No, you're a battlefield guy now. That's what. Every time every time I pop on Discord and you're not broadcasting, I see Battlefield, so I know what you're doing.
Not necessarily Battlefield, just Battlefield, but a little bit of Arc Raiders and everything. And shameless plug, though, Jim. A YouTube channel that I'm getting fired up. More on that here very, very soon. May give you a little bit more information about that next week, but there will be some commentary, and it will be unfiltered, and it will be good stuff. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll give you some more information on that next week. It'll be about the Arc Raiders and the Battlefield. It could be about NASCAR. Who knows? It could be about the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. Could talk about these guys. Who knows?
That's right, yeah. Well, talk about getting yourself fired.
My apologies.
That's right. No, you know what's funny is the thought of you completely unfiltered sounds hell of entertaining to me.
Well, I mean, I've got a podcast up, the Door Banging Download, Spotify up podcast. Everybody go check that out. You want to you want to hear the Redneck Announcer unfiltered? By all means, go ahead, but you better make sure your wife and your kids is in the bed. If they are not, I am not responsible for what your kid says. I'm not responsible for it.
You know
I'm
what?
Serious.
So what I was doing when Ron Robinson passed Cassidy was I was back watching Lohmeyer. You know, one of two things happened here. Either he just does not have the handle on this track, or he learned from that first stint, and he's sitting back here saving his tires. I'm not sure which it is yet. I saw him drift up to the wall a couple times, so it was making me think that maybe it was the latter, but I don't know. We'll see.
I'm starting to think maybe it's the latter, to be honest with you, Jim, because we watched him a while ago literally drive all the way to the front and get up there and lead some laps. I think it's the latter. I think what he is trying to do is I think he figured out real quick to slow down and not full send it anymore. I think he learned that out of that first 30 laps. Well, so I think that's exactly what Andrew Lohmeyer's doing, is just taking it easy, trying to save him some tires. But the problem is you go too damn slow. I mean, you're going to burn tire here regardless.
Oh, yeah.
Jim,
sure.
you know this. Everybody knows this. You are going to burn tire where regardless. But at the same time, he's trying to save the tires, but at the same time, he's getting left. So,
yeah,
I mean,
look, he's 4 seconds off the lead. That's not the end of the world.
right.
You know, here, there's going to be another caution more than likely because somebody's going to get up into the wall, just like what just happened, a few minutes ago. So I don't know. Well, I think he's fine if that's what he's doing. If he's riding back there, just holding on to his tires, he's going to be fast towards the end of this run, then that's what it'll be. We'll see. I was just curious when he was going to the back when oh, that was close, wasn't it? And then I clicked away.
Oh, wow, and jumped right up in front of him.
Well, he did, and it looks like BJ hit the wall there, scuffed the wall, trying to keep it off of him.
Damn, I mean, Colson just came right up. No, it will not. I mean, he jumped right up there and just chopped the nose clean off of him, cleared himself more or less.
He did.
Jim, here on lap 49, if that would have happened to me or you, we'd be upset.
Oh, yeah. We'd have beef. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, odds are probably not.
The reality is, with my temper, the way, more than likely, they'd kick me out of this league quick. I'd be gone. They'd be removing me from this league because I'd be one of those, I'd be,
I would be too.
I put a bumper to you. Sorry about that. Like old boy said Friday night, I'm going to dump him next week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that was bad. Cornfrost tried to work his way around BJ and laid the third. McCullison, who got around him, Alan Marr sitting up there. Front seven separated by a second and a half, so they're not really spread out too far. Here we go. Cassidy Robertson. Door to door, little door banging for you here on a Sunday night with MotorMouth Broadcasting. That's the way we like it. Robertson trying to shove Cassidy up as high as he can. More door banging, getting into the left door. Good God almighty. But they're able to save it and still door banging. Bobby Joe got the best seat in the house, front row seat right behind them. It's Cassidy and Robertson. And Bobby Joe front three in the points. Front three sitting 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I don't know if they've touched, but I think Robertson was going up there trying to side draft him to slow him down. That's what I think he was doing. But I'm not sure. I think Robinson was going up there trying to side draft him, though. I don't think he was necessarily trying to hit him. He did flinch one time, Scott did, but other than that, he kind of held his ground. He certainly wasn't going to run up the racetrack. He wasn't going to be intimidated by him by any means.
You never intend to hit him, Jim. I mean, you never intend to hit anybody unless you're Dale Earnhardt or you're pissed off at the other driver. That's the only time that you are intending to hit somebody.
I didn't know that I was Dale Earnhardt because I've hit a lot of people intentionally. That's why I'm broadcasting and not racing. I've hit quite a few of them intentionally, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
But Dale Earnhardt hit him intentionally.
He didn't, but he wasn't trying to wreck him. He was just trying to rattle the cage.
He never intends to wreck them, but sometimes he did wreck them, like a Terry Labonte at Bristol.
You know what? There's so many clips of Dale Earnhardt that were just absolutely amazing. You know, one of my favorites were, you remember when he goes, I need to come in and get my windshield clean. Somebody had oiled his windshield up, and they're like, no, you can't come in. And he goes, all right, well, I'm going to be off I'm going to be off the radio for a minute. And next thing you know, he's out the window wiping his own windshield off while he's driving around the track under caution. I mean, you know, the stuff they got away with. Can you imagine? I mean, you know, you couldn't even get out of the seat now to do that, the way those cars are built. But besides that, if NASCAR saw something like that, they'd probably bench you for the rest of the year.
I'll tell you my favorite one, my favorite memory of Dale Earnhardt, since we're talking about Dale Earnhardt stories here, my favorite one was Pocono. And it was when he got hit by Jeremy Mayfield. And Mayfield knocked him out of the way or whatever, and they asked Dale Earnhardt, they said you were expressing, you were talking to him. What was you telling him? I was telling him
he was number one.
He's number one. He's flipping him off what he was doing. I mean, you gotta. I've done that a couple of times by damn self. I mean, you know, just
I probably
just
did
cool
it yesterday
like
in traffic. I'm here in Houston, man. We got traffic that make you do that here every day. But
of course, my favorite one was the one he said about Jeff Gordon, but we can't say it here on the broadcast.
No. You know what's so funny? We'll get back to the race after this, but you know, no, what's funny about Gordon and Earnhardt was, you know, on track, man, they were biggest rivals, and they couldn't be more opposite. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Gordon was from the Midwest, and you know, he was, more like a kid who was kind of coddled and brought up, kind of, you know, parents paid for his racing since he was 5 years old or whatever. And Earnhardt was so the opposite of that in every way, shape, or form, you know. And but the thing was, people didn't know they were in business together. They were in the die-cast collectibles business together. They were partners.
T-shirts.
And, T-shirts and die-cast and all of that. And they were making a fortune off all that stuff, and they were fueling that rivalry. That just goes, and that was all Earnhardt's idea, by the way. And that's what people don't realize, you know, that Earnhardt, you know, he may have acted one way, but look, it's just, you know, look at like Darrell Waltrip. Him and Darrell Waltrip hated each other on the track, but when Darrell Waltrip needed a hand, Dale Earnhardt reached out to him and gave him a ride later in his career. And then, of course, we know what he did for his brother Michael, you know. I mean, Earnhardt was an interesting guy, to say the least, you know. All right, back to the racing now. Well, I'm done on my Earnhardt thing for tonight.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we need to get back to it right here and get back to the nitty-gritty, which up front, Scott Castanave, since the Earnhardt stuff has been going on, Scott Castanave has already opened up a little over a second over Bobby Joe, not too crazy. Robertson now back almost 2 seconds, and Cornprost back there with Dad Cullison. That's the top five as they run. And, I mean, Castanave just doing what he needs to do. He comes out here. If he gets this win tonight, that's 2 in a row, that would be his 4th win on the season. Jim, I will ask you this. If somehow or another he wants to win this race, can Scott be stopped at this point? Because I don't think he really can.
Well, I mean, I would say that the only person that could beat Scott at that point would probably be himself. Because obviously the dude is fast. It's not like he's, getting these wins and then he's finishing 15th in the next race, I mean, he ain't been out of the top 5 yet. I'm not even sure, has he missed a podium? I think he's been literally in every interview that we've had so far. I mean, I might be wrong about that, but if he did, it wasn't by much, so, I don't, he's going to be tough to beat whether he wins tonight or not. He is absolutely, in my mind, the favorite to win this championship. And somebody is going to have to come up here and take it from him. That's what's going to happen. Somebody is going to have to flat out driving to take it away from him.
They better figure it out pretty damn quick.
I'm telling you.
I'll say that. They got to figure it out very, very quick, because if they do not, Castane's going to run away with this thing, and it's going to be a battle for second. Is exactly what it's going to end up being. There you see Robertson. You see Corn Prost. Corn Prost, who started on the pole, mind you. And think about this, Jim. Everybody pitted at 31.
They're starting to pit now.
So everybody went down. Martin went down at 53. So, yeah, Martin already went down. James Borden went down as well. 31's when they win. All right. Right now would be the perfect time to go ahead and drop down pit road at 65. Go ahead, you go 30, 30, and then run the rest of it. I mean, you could essentially do that.
Yeah.
Or go to 70 and then have 30 laps at the end of it. I mean, right now would be the perfect time to pit right here in this race.
If I'm up front, I'm not pitting. If I'm in the top, 8. Well, 8 is pitting, Cullison. But, we'll see. They're starting to pit. I'm gonna go as long as I can if I'm up front, because of caution, and you just leave half the field behind you if they've already pitted. You know what I mean? So, and this is the kind of race where cautions happen, because these tires start giving out. Somebody's out there trying to hang on. Next thing you know, they're wrecking. And so if I'm up there in top 5 or 6, 7, I'm gonna stay out as long as I can and see what happens.
Yeah, very good possibility on that. Not only that, but stay out as long as you can, and then go in maybe about a lap or two after your competition. If they go, whenever they go, maybe go in maybe about a lap or two after that, and then you have the tire advantage. And with a place where tires mean a lot, you're starting to see more. Lohmeyer goes in, Marr going in. So some of these drivers up here now, they're starting to elect to jump down pit road right here on 68.
I still believe Lohmeyer has not found a handle on this track yet. He never moved back up through the field. So if he was back there saving his tires, he ran a whole run back there saving them and never came back up through the field. So I think we might have been on the wrong end of that deal. I think he's just struggling to get a handle on this track, but we'll see. So what you were saying makes sense, except for this. If you wait 2 laps and then pit after, say, your main competition does, they're going to be out there on fresh tires 2 laps longer, 2 laps while you're on bad tires. The difference between good tires and bad tires is 2 seconds a lap. So they're going to make up 2 seconds on you. So, yes, when you come back out, you're going to have 2 lap fresher tires. But I don't know that you're going to see the same advantage that they're going to see. If anything, I want to pit 2 laps before my competition and be out there on the fresh tires and hope that caution doesn't come out and catch me. And I want to be out there on the fresh tires putting down the 2 laps that's 2 seconds faster than what they're doing. Because when they come out 2 laps later, they're not going to be 2 seconds faster than you. They may be a tenth or 2 faster than you, but that's my thought on it anyway.
Very good point. Very good point. That's why we talked about this. You're a loose guy. I'm a tight guy. Right. You're thinking go in early. I'm thinking go in a little bit later. See, that's awesome that we're, different. That's what you want. You want different opinions. That's how you want it, right?
No, I think that's what I think that as you and I, we ain't worked together that long. I mean, we kind of came together and worked a few races, and then you came over here and joined this deal with me, and we're both new here. We're just growing as commentators. We're just coming together, and I think that's the mix that makes you and I fun, is that we have completely different perspectives on the way we drive, and everything. And I think that's huge. I mean, I think that we see a lot more, like, I don't see things the way you do. Like that perspective that you have. Oh, here comes Castanet right here. Look.
Uh-huh.
So who's going to stay out? Did Bobby Joe come with him? No,
Bobby Joe stayed out.
See, now watch. That's what I'm talking about right there. Castanet got in ahead of his main competition, which was Bobby Joe. Now,
see how that ends up working out.
Yeah, we'll see. And Robertson is obviously one of the main guys. Kornprost is he's already pitted, and so let's see. Where it's really going to tell is Kornprost pitted what last lap or a lap before. That's going to tell.
71.
Let's see. So that'll tell too. What happens with Kornprost and how he ends up when this all shakes out, because he pitted a lap or two early. So, like this lap right here, let's see where he's at. Let me know when he crosses the finish line. There we go, right here. Okay. So let's see. He just ran that was his out lap from the pit. So that's not a good one to judge it on.
Yeah, but look, he goes around Robertson.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens if Robertson gets him, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get Castanet. Moore right in front of Kornprost. They are going to get Castanet right here, but what will happen as Bobby Joe now goes down pit road? Bobby Lane Jr. jumping down pit road.
Watch how far he's going to be behind. Watch. Now, don't get me wrong. Castanet is probably going to take the lead back. He's right there, and he's also the fastest truck on the track, clearly, right? I mean, we know that. But if you watch what happens to Bobby Joe. Watch how far behind, say Kornprost he is when this is all said and done. Well, not if he does that too many times.
Kornprost wheeling that damn thing, trying to get ahead of Castanet. If Marr and others, right now he leads it as of right now, but technically Dan Cullison has the lead. He pitted way early
there you go.
65.
There you go.
So he pitted way earlier than the rest of these old boys did.
There you go.
So there you go, Jim. You're talking about that early pitting, but that gap is starting to shrink.
Well, of course.
It was a little bit over 5. Now Kornprost starting to muster up something right here and try to hold off Castanet as well.
We got to be realistic. Cullison is a mid-pack truck. I mean, he's not one of the fast 4 or 5 guys. Well, I mean, come on. I'm just being real.
Tell us how you really feel.
I know. Well, no, come on now. Don't make it like that. You're going to make me look like a bad guy because I called the guy a midfield truck. That's what he is. I mean, he ain't turning lap times of running up there at the front, week in and week out. I mean, it's where he's a 5th, 6th, 7th place truck. I mean, that's just being honest. But he took the lead and had a caution come out right now. He's going to be in good shape. You know what I mean? So the strategy works. I really believe. Look how far Bobby Joe is now, back from those guys. He is in 6th place. He pitted 2 laps behind Kornprost, and right now he is 2, 3, 4, 5. He's about 5 seconds or so behind him on the track, if not a little more. And he was ahead of him before the pit stops. So that's a prime example right there of what I was talking about. At a place like this, that strategy works. A lot of places you want to be the guy who pits last. But here I really think it rewards the guy who pits early.
Damn sure might. We'll see what happens right here. Kornprost, though, pitted a lap earlier than Castanet and still holds on to that lead. Bobby Joe able to get around Robertson, but he is starting to close the gap. Obviously on Cullison with a little bit older tires than the rest of them. There's Robertson, obviously trying to bounce back from that issue last week at Talladega and trying to slide up here and make something happen as well. There's Kornprost starting to reel in Dan Cullison. That is not Cullison in front of him, mind you.
No. Cullison's 2.5 seconds up the track still.
Yeah.
At this point, probably the last guy that wants to see a caution flag is Cullison, because his tires are going to start to wear, and they're going to start to close the gap on him slowly. But this right here is giving Cullison absolutely his best chance at a good finish. He pitted early. He's got that lead out there. If he could just turn some good lap times and not overdrive the truck, and certainly don't slide it up into the wall or something like that, he's going to have a phenomenal chance at a good finish. Cornprost is closing the gap pretty fast. Last lap, he was a half a second faster. So it ain't going to take him long, But every one of those guys that's 4, 5, 6 seconds back, they're going to have to close that get distance too, which still could leave Cullison getting a good finish out of this, because there ain't but 19 laps to go here.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, Cullison you got to do something different.
Yeah.
Jim, we talked about that before. You got to do something different than your competition if you want to finish, in a prime position to win or even get a podium spot or top 5 or whatever. You got to do something different than them. If you do the same damn thing that they're doing, you basically just kill your chance at it. You got to do something different than what they're doing.
I didn't foresee that. I didn't think about it that soon. When he pitted, it didn't cross my mind. But man, that right there, that was brilliant, man. He right now, like I said, he's not going to win this race. Those guys are going to catch him. They're closing way, way too fast on him. They're going to catch him. But he can finish in the top 5 because of that strategy. Yeah, and I'm telling you, because these laps are ripping off here, man. And Cornprost got in the wall again. That's twice he scuffed the wall, man. It's only a matter of time you doing that, and it's going to bite you.
Well, you got to think about it. He's got Cullison right there in front of him, but also at the same point, he's got the man that's leading the points and has led a good chunk of laps here tonight, 42, mind you. The most laps here tonight.
Do it again?
That's Scott Cassidy. Might have scrubbed the fence right there, and here we go. Front 3 separated by half a second. Oh, baby, where are they going to go? Cullison jumps down, tries to put the dirty air on the nose of Cornprost, and that may help him out. We'll see what happens. Cornprost looking. Cassidy might try to use him as a pick. Cullison threw the block on him. Literally threw it down on him. Cullison just tried everything he can. Not able to do it. He slides up. Cornprost goes low. Here comes Cassidy. Cornprost goes to the lead. Cassidy trying to go for second.
So, yeah, and actually what Cullison doesn't want to do there is fight. If you fight, it slows you and them down. The more you get slowed down, the more likely those guys are behind you to run you down. We got 15 laps to go, and Bobby Joe is 3 seconds right now, almost 4 seconds behind Cullison. If you get up there and you battle with him, it's just going to bring BJ to you that much quicker. Just let them go. You ain't going to stop them. They're way faster. But he can still hold on here, man. I mean, he's got a good shot here of having a really nice finish. I'd like to see him get a 3rd place out of this finish, out of this strategy, because that's well earned. That was smart thinking. I wish I'd have thought of that.
I wish I would have too, but that's why we're up here in the booth, and that's why we're not down there racing, Jim. That's exactly right out of that. But Cassidy gets around Cornprost. So Cassidy, lap later, slides up there, gets a hold of Cornprost.
Let's see him drive it by. I'm sure he just turned it down under him, but let's just go see. What concerns me is that Cornprost has bumped the fence 3 or 4 times here, which tells me that his truck's pushing up the track on him pretty bad. And that's not going to serve you well racing a guy like Scott, and especially not with Scott's dirty air on your nose. That's only going to make it push up the track even more.
He's trying to make it work one way or another. 12 to go, coming back this time, 11 to go. The Grinch truck, Scott Cassidy up at the front. There's Cullison back there riding in 3rd. Bobby Joe has actually fell off now compared to Cassidy and others. And Bobby Joe tried to make something happen. I mean, hell, he pitted a lap later than Castanave did.
Yep.
Cornprost went at 71, Castanave at 72, and Bobby Joe went in at 73.
Yep.
I mean, that blows my mind right there, Jim. Just how 71, 72, and 73, and just how different
track
all
position,
of them is.
man. Track position.
Yeah.
You know, you always hear that when you're watching these races. You hear track position. You know, that's track position right there, man. 4 or 5 seconds down under green flag conditions, it's almost impossible to make up. You know, all these guys are relatively equally fast. You know, you ain't gonna make up 5 seconds. You know, that's a lot. That's Cullison still. He's holding on to that 2.5 second gap over Bobby Joe, and I guarantee you, if you'd have told me at the beginning of this race that Cullison was going to be 2.5 seconds ahead of Bobby Joe, and Bobby Joe wasn't going to be able to run him down, I'd have told you were crazy. No offense to Cullison, I like Cullison, except for that Texas A&M, except for that University of Texas colors. Other than that, he's a good guy. I like him. But
sure, is Texas or could it be Tennessee?
No, he's Texas. Remember, we talked about that before. He's a Texas guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, that's Texas orange. That's that old burnt orange. That's that hideous orange, you know. Well, you probably think the other orange is hideous, but that's another story. Alabama fans.
I don't like orange in general.
No, I figured you didn't, right? Yeah, me either, actually, come to think of it.
Auburn's got orange.
Yeah,
Tennessee's got orange.
like
Texas has got orange. Yeah. Florida's got orange.
Only one, by the way, Cullison has opened up that gap on Bobby Joe now to 3 seconds. He's driving away from him.
Yeah, he's starting to put down some laps
You know why?
right here.
Well, you got – where's Robinson in relation to – no, they're all separated. There's no – oh, no, maybe I had that wrong. I'm sorry. That was my bad. I was looking at the wrong gap. Bobby Joe's making it up pretty quick.
3/10 a lap. There you
Yeah,
see him,
no,
Bobby
that's not
Joe
good,
right
yeah.
there behind him. That may
That's
end up
not
costing him out of that.
Yeah, I don't
There's
think that's gonna be
Cornprost.
good. 7
Cornprost
to
led
go.
2 laps. Scott's led the most right here. 7 to go. Coming back this time. 6 laps to go right here, Jim. I tell you what,
Yeah,
we
I
haven't
think
done
Cullison,
it.
I think – oh, what? Oh,
We haven't done it all race. Let's go ahead real quick, at least for the next 2 to 3 laps.
all right.
Let's get you a little bit of a crank it up here tonight for MotorMouth Broadcasting, and then we'll call the finish.
Yep.
Got Castanave up here at the front. Cornprost behind him. Coming this time, 4 to go, Jim. I think right now, Scott Castanave's in the book right now, in the boat, mind you. He don't want a caution. He does not want to see another caution come out at this point.
Nope. I look, man. I love Bobby Joe. I really do. You know, he was part of the guys that hired me to bring me in here, and you as well. But I really, really hope Cullison holds on here for this third place. I do. I just want him to have a third place finish out of that strategy. You know, I do. Texas, University of Texas Longhorns be damned. I want him to have a good finish there, man. That's hard for me to say. I can't even believe that came out of my mouth just now.
Cullison riding P3 with 3 to go. 03 of Castanave leading this bad boy. Cornprost right there behind him about a half a second. He's going to have to find something pretty quick if he's been saving any. But, I mean, honestly, their times have matched at this point. Both of them running 31.4s. We'll see what they run this time as they hit the line with 2 laps to go. Castanave with a 31.5 to a 31.5. So,
exactly
Cornprost basically
the same time. Look, exactly.
Yeah, damn near right on, baby.
Yeah, I will say this: Cullison is maintaining that 5/10 of a second lead over Bobby Joe. Barring a slip up here, which I'm gonna get the camera off of him so that doesn't happen to him. And we're gonna. I think he can. I think he's gonna hold Bobby Joe off and get that third place finish. I don't think Corn Pro's got anything for him, and I think we're looking at the finish right here, just like they sit.
Yeah, I think so too. Final lap here for the Buckheaded Resort 150. Cassadave up front, going for 4 wins this season, 2 in a row, mind you. One at Talladega last week. And Will looks like he's going to have it in the bag. Coming off turn 4, Cassadave will not be denied. The Grinch is a good one here tonight at Chicagoland. Scott Cassadave gets the win. Austin Cornpro's coming home with the second, and your boy Dan Cullison will get a third spot, but damn, Bobby Joe was really making it hard for him. Cullison gets third. Lane Jr. Bobby Joe gets fourth, and Ron Robertson, after the mishap at Talladega last week, comes home with a top 5 here tonight. But the night belongs to the great Scott Cassadave.
Indeed it does. There it is. Look at that. That's a good-looking paint scheme, man. All right. Well, that was fun. Well, I'll tell you what, you got to like good green flag. After what you and I went through Friday night, a nice green flag race, isn't that just wonderful? That's exactly. Don't even deserve golf clap. That deserves like cheering kind of claps. Because you know why? Because that's money. It's money.
Yeah, I mean, it damn sure is. It is 100% on the line of money. That's exactly what it is. And Scott Cassadave was money here this evening. He will burn it down here on the front straightaway at Chicagoland Speedway. And 4 wins on the season. Jim, that's going to be hard to come by for everybody else. Stunk for Scott Cassadave. He gets the win here tonight. Cornprost will get second. Cullison third, able to beat out Bobby Joe. Not by much, but was able to beat him. For that third spot, Bobby Joe gets fourth, and Ron Robertson finishes in P5. Alan Moore, Rusty Robinson, 6th and 7th, with Benny Jones finishing 8th. Andrew Lohmeyer gets 9th, and Ryan Perrone will finish in 10th. Brandon Ressler will get 11th, with BJ Lane the third, trying to be consistent, but not able to do it here tonight. Ressler was the first one lap down. Should have caution come out. All kinds of hell would have broke loose. He would have got the lucky dog and got back in it. But BJ Lane the third getting 12th, with Nicholas Mader 13th. James Borden will get 14th. Bud Light Mike will finish in 15th. And 16th will go to the Georgia Bulldog truck of William Martin. Sorry. Go ahead. Throw me under the bus. Get me in trouble. It is what it is. But William Martin, shotgun on the field here this evening. Scott Cassadave, winning the Buckheaded Resort 150. We'll be talking to him along with Cornprost and Dan Cullison right after this word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series with MotorMouth Broadcasting. We're back here in a sec.
From custom millwork to hands-on training to the best products in the industry, T.W. Perry, Builder's First Source, helps you do more. Each of our locations includes showrooms featuring windows and doors, decking and railing products, and a wide range of materials designed to inspire your next project. From concept to completion, you a chance to see, touch, and compare the products that bring your vision to life. T.W. Perry, Builder's First Source, building better, together.
Okay.
Well, Cannon Resort 150 in the books here at Chicagoland for round 7 of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. And wouldn't you know it, the Grinch, he got it done. Scott Cassidy, 4th win of the season. Scotty, congratulations on the win, buddy. I mean, tell us about that. I mean, the race, because, one caution here tonight, which was fantastic. Heart to Heart always does that. But this track, this race, tell us about it, because, you done a fantastic job. You were telling us you were just being conservative, but to me, honestly, it didn't look like it.
Well, I wasn't there at the beginning a little bit. I wanted to lead a lap, and then I kind of let them go a little bit, and hopefully they'd come back to me. I started conserving, but I was ready for the caution on lap 30. But I still had a good truck and good tires. I had a good setup, man. I had it figured out on that offset and stuff. I guess it was working good.
Jim, you got anything for him?
Well, no, we were talking while we were waiting on everybody, and while we're waiting on the commercials, and we were talking about pit strategies, and of course, we Jake and I were speculating up here. We didn't catch Dan pitting when he did. I didn't think of it anyway. I saw him pitting, but I didn't really think about it. But then when it came time, and you and Robertson came in at the same time, but Cornprost had pitted the lap before, and Bobby Joe stayed out for 2 more laps. And when it all settled out, it was obvious that pitting earlier worked out well for the guys who did that. So, what was your strategy there on that last pit stop? Did you just decide that, I'm not going to be the last guy to pit, but I don't want to be the first one either?
No, not at all. Me and Bobby were going to come in together, and he let Robertson go by, but he had actually bumped Robertson and couldn't get in, so he had to go around again.
Oh.
And that's what happened there. But he planned on coming with me. He would have been probably right there with me if he wouldn't have had that happen to him.
So I guess he had already lifted then to start pitting, so he lost more time even.
Well, I don't know if he lifted that much, but he let Robertson go by so he could go pit. But then I guess he seen me going in. He seen me going in, Robertson, and I think he kind of checked up real good to come in with me, and that's when Bobby hit him, and I guess he couldn't make it in the pits, and that's why he didn't come with us.
Well, yeah, dominate and win though.
There.
Another good strong performance, man. You know.
Yeah, thank you, man. I think that's 3 in a row.
Is it? I know it's 2 in a row for sure, but
2 or 3. Yeah.
But the thing is, have you missed a podium all year? You've been in the top 3 every week, haven't you?
I'm not sure. I may have. I haven't been keeping up with it.
Either way, man, it's look, this is. I'm just waiting. I haven't been around that long. I'm just waiting to find your weakness. I hadn't found it yet. There's bound to be one of these tracks out there that's your kryptonite that you don't like.
There go to road courses.
Yeah, we do every once in a while. Not many, but we do a few.
I don't know. I'm waiting to see where your kryptonite is. There's bound to be something out there that you don't do well, but we haven't seen it yet, man. It's been nothing but just solid, super solid stuff, man. You're fast everywhere, and it's very impressive.
I appreciate it, man. But I got to tell you, I got to take some credit because I practiced my ass off.
Well,
that's like today. Me and Bobby did an AI race with 100-lap race with AIs. It pays off to get in there and spend the time in practice.
Yeah, and that's true.
That's what I do. I don't just wait till race day. I get in there and I practice my ass off. I work on my offset, my steering ratio, and I try to figure out some good tire strategy, and I work at it.
Well, there's a lot to be said for that. That's right.
I put in the work, and that's what's paying off. Here's the work.
Well, it shows. Believe me, it definitely.
It damn sure did.
Yeah, it definitely.
Damn sure did here tonight. The Grinch, Scott Cassidy, 2 in a row. Might have been 3 in a row, but we'll go with 2 in a row. We remember Talladega. He got the win at Dega. He gets it done. He heard it out for the Buckhead Resort 150. Scott, buddy, congratulations on the win. Appreciate your time. And at this point, you know how to do it. Thank you, sponsors, and any shout-outs.
Well, we got to thank Allen Tillery Chevrolet, Buchanan Resort, Jason Muscle Car. What's the other one? TW. We appreciate all of our sponsors. This is a heck of a league, guys. I'm telling you, we got it. We got it good. And shout out to you guys for broadcasting. We appreciate it.
Guy Cassidy gets the win here tonight. Go ahead, Jim.
No, I was just say we appreciate it. That was all I was going to say.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate it as well. Gets the win here tonight. Practice makes perfect. Take it home to the bank, Scott, buddy. Congratulations on the win. Appreciate your time, buddy. We'll see you next week.
All right, we appreciate it. I got one more thing. We need to make sure we get your redneck Jake for next season, baby. Come on.
That's right.
We'll see how that ends up working out.
Before I go, I had to put that out there.
Hey, if y'all want to see Jake back next season, let's see some comments during the broadcast next week. Let's show some love for Jake. Make you feel wanted.
Let's show some love.
Let's
get it, because y'all are both excellent. Really, we appreciate it. Good job, guys. Everyone I've watched, I've really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Y'all do an awesome job.
He makes me look good, man. All I do is just sit here and point the cameras and feed off Jake. That's all I got to do. Just get him wound up. That's it.
Well, you do a good job at that. Appreciate it. And thank y'all. I'll get out of the way.
I'll go ahead and quote the late, great Charlie Daniels. Thank you kindly, boys. Thank you kindly, gentlemen, for that. I do appreciate it. We'll go to our second place finisher, 95, Austin Cornprost. Got the number of Lightning McQueen, and there for a second, boy, he was looking like Lightning McQueen up there at the front. Looked like he might have had it in the bag. Falls one spot short, Austin, buddy. Congratulations on P2, but tell us about it, baby. I mean, you was right there. You had it. Scott and Bobby Joe and all y'all in the same chat and everything. I mentioned this. You went in at 71. Scott went in at 72. Bobby Joe went in at 73. Obviously, he was wanting to go when Scott went, but was that planned for you to go in a lap before they did?
No, we didn't really communicate much tonight at all. I actually wasn't going to race tonight just because I wasn't feeling real well. But I knew if I could short pit them and get out and ahead of them, I should have been fine. But I just burned up my tire trying to catch Dan. Dan's been fast all night, and then I just kind of let Scott take the low side. That way we didn't wreck each other. So, but yeah, I'll take P2, man. I've had some bad luck last few weeks for sure.
Yeah, well, no doubt you've definitely had some bad luck. We talked about that on the broadcast last week. I'm sure you know. You've been fast.
Hell yeah, he lived it.
Right.
He lived it. Yeah.
It's obvious. I mean, you're fast every week, but you're, you get in situations maybe not of your own making, maybe of your own making, but nevertheless, it's costing you. Tonight, early before the broadcast, we were talking about who we thought had a chance at this championship, and I still believe that you do. It's going to take finishes like this, and you're going to have to win some more races. There ain't no doubt about it. You ain't going to win this championship with one win. There, it ain't going to happen. Not with this group of guys.
Nope.
But you're fast enough to win it. It's just you got to hang on to them, and you got to have a little luck go your way too. No doubt about that. So,
yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead, Jake.
Well, Austin, buddy, I mean, congratulations on the P2 here tonight, buddy. Appreciate your time as always. Thank your sponsors and any shout outs.
Yeah, thanks y'all, MotorMouth Broadcasting. Hope you'll be back with us next year, Jake. We're rooting for you, brother. Y'all do a good job. Chase a Muscle Car, TW Perry, CNL Carpets, Buchanan Resort, Allen Tillery, Bass Tire. I don't know who I'm missing, actually. Anybody helps this league out, man, we greatly appreciate it.
Austin Cornprost in the 95. He gets it done with a P2 here tonight, Austin, buddy. Congratulations on the win. Appreciate your time. Hope you get to feeling better, and we'll see you next week for round 8.
Appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
that was Austin Cornprost P2 here tonight. Now we'll go to one of the craziest. I mean, we didn't even see it coming. Neither one of us saw this coming. Jim, you talked about it on the broadcast. I was sitting there. Hell, I never saw it coming. I was thinking, oh, he's got to pit sooner or later. No, he already pitted. He pitted 5 laps before him. Comes home with a P3 here tonight. Dan Cullison. Dan, but Jim might get us in trouble when we go back and watch this because he was hoping that Bobby Joe didn't get around you. He was hoping that this worked out for you, and it damn sure did, buddy. Talk us through that strategy on how it worked out, for you to get a P3 here this evening.
Well, I caught up with those guys there on that first run, and I decided that I was just going to pit. I was going to short pit them, and I was trying to figure out when I was going to do it or not. I really should have went about lap 69. And I pitted about 65, and just went out there and ran like hell and hoped they wouldn't catch me. That's all I did. I put my foot to the floor and never let up.
All right, so I got a question for you first, and then I got a few comments. First question is it accurate that you are a Texas Longhorn guy? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I don't like you already. Let's just get that right out of the way.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
hold up.
Yeah,
you already lit it up.
Yeah, there it is. We got beef. Yeah. I'm my wife's an Aggie, and I'm sure you're sorry to hear that. And I'm an LSU guy, and I live here in Houston, so I get all the Longhorns I can stand, as you can imagine. But anyway, so the point I was trying to make with that was that there was a point in the race there where I absolutely was cheering for you to finish ahead of Bobby Joe because I loved your strategy. I didn't see it coming. I talked about it after the fact, before I realized you had done that. Pitting early was the way to go because you were going to be out there on the faster tires, and that was going to make a huge difference. And clearly you worked that strategy. Like you said, if you'd have waited to 69 or so, you might have stood a chance to even win this race, although it was going to be hard with Scott and even Austin. But you did a great job coming home in third. That was a fantastic finish for you, and a well-executed strategy. Congratulations. Like I said, I was rooting for you, and for me to be rooting for a Longhorn, that's hard. That's hard to do. So,
well, I'm not. Yeah, he's just a friend of mine. All right, so but I'm terrible at strategy. I really am. This running this league is made me think about it a lot more, and just racing with these guys too, makes you better. And if I would have had somebody, I think Austin and Scott were able to work together because the draft did play in here a little bit too. You couldn't get too close to somebody, you get tight, but the draft definitely helped. And I knew me being out there by myself, I was just going to have to run really hard, and I knew I was chewing the tires up. But I'll take a P3. I've had some bad luck this season, so I'll take what I can get.
Well, I
take it all day long, baby.
Yeah, no, congratulations again, man. I just good strategy, well executed. And like I said, I don't have any history. I just have this season, which you have not had the best of luck this season. A couple of rough spins along the way that caution didn't come out and it put you lap down and things like that. But really, congratulations, great win, great top three tonight, and it was a heck of a win on the strategy side for sure. So congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Dan Cullison comes home with a P3 here tonight. Dad, real quick before we let you go, thank your sponsors. Any shout outs?
Well, I want to, first and foremost, I want to shout out for my number one sponsor. It's my smoking hot wife. She lets me buy all this stuff and do this. And
yes,
then I also
that's the best shout out I've heard all year right there.
Damn right.
And then I want to thank also Heart to Heart for having me, BJ and Scott and all the guys that work behind the scenes. There's a lot that goes on. It's not just about the money, we'll throw some money in. We got good sponsors with Buchanan and Resorts and Allen Tillery and stuff like that. But there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes besides that. So I appreciate what they do. Allows us to go in here and race and have some fun.
Well said.
One man out of everybody that is not going to be in the doghouse for thanking his wife for the very first one. You cannot beat that. 9 ways to Sunday. Dan Cullison with a P3 up 8 spots, the biggest mover out of the race. here tonight, folks. Dan, buddy, congratulations on the P3. Appreciate your time. We'll see you next week.
10-4. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That was Dan Cullison, comes home with the P3 here tonight. I mean, Jim, buddy, I'm telling you, it was a good one here tonight. Obviously, I love Chicagoland. I love this place. I love what it entails, what it does. I'm happy to see it come back on the NASCAR schedule and get rid of that damn street course. Your take of a good one, a very, very good one here tonight at Chicagoland.
Yeah, man. Again, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for the way these guys run, to go with one caution here all night. And it wouldn't have been a big deal if we'd had a couple more. But to see this kind of caution-free racing, and it's good racing. These guys are not lapping the field, and, it's not one or two guys ahead of everybody else by miles, We go green flag racing, and we still got almost everybody on the lead lap, and the ones that aren't, it's through some trouble that caused them to get off the lead lap. This is a great group of fast guys that know how to race clean, and and the racing's been good every week. Did we have a drag race to the line tonight? No, but we had a really good race with a half a second between first and second place after a ton of green flag laps. We ran, 65 green flag laps there to finish out this race with green flag pit stops.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's good racing. I mean, you got 3 or 4 guys there within a second or two of the lead, 65 green flag laps with pit stops in there. I'll take it every week.
Yeah, you ain't got to have them literally drag racing every single week to have a good race. You don't have to have a photo finish each and every week to call it a good race. What you saw here tonight was a good race. You ain't got to have a car flip it over 9 ways a Sunday for it to be a good race.
I like that now.
I know. Well, we do like that. Now, we do love that, but at the same time. By the way,
I want to shout out real quick to Ronald Robinson, because his from his Talladega clip, when he blew the engine and went flipping down the back straightaway there at Talladega, that video, that clip has well over 1,000 views and is steadily climbing. I want to thank him for that. I appreciate the content. I just wanted to give that a little love there.
And at the expense of him finishing last week at Talladega, but he hit me. He hooked you up. So now somebody or another, anyway, we got to hook him up one way or another. Anyway, that's beside the point. I mean, I love this place. It was a good race. And what else can you say about it? Heart to heart, they always do it, man. They're the best. They're one of the best. They know what the hell they're doing. They got this stuff lined up, and it's a pleasure to call these races each and every Sunday night. But, folks, that is going to do it for this broadcast here on MotorMouth Broadcasting. Got to thank all our great sponsors, obviously Chasing Muscle Cars, C&L Carpets, Allen Tillery. Can't forget about Bass Tire, T.W. Perry for what they do, and obviously Buckhannon Resort for the Buckhannon Resort 150. So all the great sponsors here with Heart to Heart Motorsports. Thank you very much to each and every one of y'all for entrusting this league with your business. Gotta give a huge shout out to these drivers, man. I mean, I'm telling you, I say it each and every week, and Jim knows this. Everybody knows this. These old boys are for real. I love calling races with these old boys. I love calling races, just coming out here and watching this on Sunday and watching these drivers and watching what they do. These drivers, these guys, all of them, they're good, and I absolutely love it. And the fans, y'all come out in big old numbers here from MotorMouth Broadcasting. If you haven't yet, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Keep up with everything going on with Heart to Heart Motorsports and Bobby Joe and Scott and everybody, all the admins, BJ Lane, all the admins that entrust us to call these races, entertain you, the fans, and see some of the best racing that is on iRacing on the sim. Period. For my good buddy Jim Cunningham, co-commentating and producing, I'm the redneck announcer Jake Reeves. Said as always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. Chicagoland is in the rearview mirror, damn it. We are going all the way up north. We're going to Indiana. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It will be an absolute blast at the Brickyard. Thank God it's not the road course. It's going to be a good one. Next Sunday night, same time, same channel here on MotorMouth Broadcasting for round 8 of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. We can't wait to go see the bricks. We'll see you there.